From dinner table whispers to yelling with dramatic exits and all the gossip in between, let's recap this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. The episode starts off with back to besties Tamra and Jenn deciding to throw a you do me, I do you party where each of the ladies will come dressed as each other. Something lighthearted and fun. When Tamra discusses the party with Eddie, she starts imitating Heather and calls her snooty. Like I said previously, Tamra is loyal to no one, and her friendship ties really float around in the wind depending on the day. It's crazy to watch how easily she flips. Gina and Heather go to a fancy outdoor market to look at pumpkins. Heather is wearing a pink zebra print dress. Not that I don't think it looks nice on her, but I'm always a little surprised when Heather wears animal print. I feel like it wouldn't be something she would gravitate towards, but she surprises me. I still love her leopard print confessional jumpsuit. Anyway, Heather tries to be a good friend and brings up that while she was at the boxing gym, Jenn brought up the fact that Shannon has been digging into Gina's relationship. Both ladies feel that Shannon is deflecting because she never wants to talk about issues in her own relationship with John, but has no problem bringing up issues she sees in other people's relationships. Heather starts guarding herself and doesn't want to talk too much about any issues in Shannon's relationship specifically. Gina suspects that Heather feels she may have stuck her foot in her mouth and is treading lightly. In her mind, Heather brought up Shannon's relationship and then doesn't want to actively talk about it. That's actually not true. Gina brought up Shannon's relationship. I like what Heather said about the difference between talking about someone's relationship versus talking against it. She can clearly sense that the conversation is leaning towards talking against Shannon's relationship. That's a good differentiation, Heather, but I'm having a sneaky suspicion that you've done both when it comes to Shannon, and now you're trying to do a little damage control. Next, Jenn meets up with her non-housewife friend Taylor that she's known since college. She says that with everyone talking about the faults in her relationship with Ryan, she's having some doubts and needed to have the opinion of someone outside the Housewives group. Ryan is 5 years removed from his previous marriage, and she's only 2 years removed from hers and not even officially divorced yet. The problem is that her ex Will is still working for her family business. Jenn's family is already pushing to have him removed from that business because their relationship has ended, meaning he'll lose his job. That's definitely not going to be good if he can't contribute financially to raising 5 kids. Also, she's afraid that Ryan will change once he's officially locked down with a ring on his finger because he'll feel trapped. Yeah, when you're dating a serial cheater, it's not hard to have those thoughts or feelings. Ultimately, it doesn't sound like Jenn wants or needs to be married again, so why go through all of that again with Ryan? Vicki joins Shannon in getting ready for the party. Obviously, she's going as herself. The makeup artist asks her about her dating life, and Vicki runs through the list of things she decided her next boyfriend needed to have. All 18 of them.
58 to 63, must be Christian, have his own home, independently wealthy, an entrepreneur, forward thinker, have a passport, love Mexico, loves to travel, or you be divorced, not going through a divorce, must have children, country, Western boy, love country music, compassionate, you have to adore me, be able to make me laugh, and I have to make you laugh, and we have to have fun together.
She's had a not so great run with past boyfriends, and she's basically had 11 years of being lied to. Side note, it's been announced that Vicki will be returning as a full-time housewife next season. Did I not call it? So Vicki asks Shannon who she's aligned with. She has no problem naming Tamra and Emily, but mentions she's not on good terms with Heather right now. Vicki knows Shannon and tells her not to cry at the party. She has enough Housewives experience to know there will most likely be a confrontation. So, seeing them dressed as each other, I liked Gina's version of Emily and Shannon's version of Gina the best. Shannon nailed the track showing and Gina basically being in her hot mess era. Jenn was an over-the-top tailor, kind of camp, but decent for the party. Heather needed her hair to be lighter to be Jenn, but she pulled off the fitness zoo in the house parts. Taylor didn't even try. She put on some pink leg warmers and carried a dumbbell. When has Tamra ever worn leg warmers? Tamra as Heather was good, but she was just acting over the top. The whole Heather do ho thing was just an excuse for her to pull up her skirt and show her panties. Gina and Emily talk about Shannon not being honest about her relationship when she's sober, but claims to want help and support when she's been drinking. Oh, Shannon's not going to like the insinuation that she's a drunk. She's pretty sensitive about that. Emily seems upset that her friendship with Shannon doesn't seem equal because she shares about her relationship with her family, but doesn't feel like Shannon does the same. You can just see everything is gearing up to be a pile-on Shannon. The party goes on, they do keg stands and play do or drink to seem fun. Okay. So after they do some strip teases and lick a few nipples, the trouble starts. Tamra starts her whispering. Shannon sees the whispers and pulls Heather aside to confront her, but Heather isn't having it. Shannon explained that she confided in Heather and that she keeps her relationship under wraps because John is super private and they always end up in a fight when their relationship information goes public. Heather points out that she's been super neutral about her thoughts on Shannon's relationship and she's not going to take the fall for their friendship falling apart because of the things the other girls are saying. Funny thing is, while they're having this conversation, all the other ladies start comparing notes about what Shannon has told them about her issues with John. Heather even calls out Tamra in the middle of her whispering schemes. Okay, this fight at dinner, I don't understand how this unraveled. These ladies always want to call someone out about lying about their relationship. Now that we've hopped off the Jen train, we're all aboard the Shannon Express. From what I can make out from all the yelling, they all think that Shannon's relationship is on the rocks and she's trying to present a picture-perfect image on the outside. Yeah, who wants to air out all the worst parts of their relationship, especially on national and international television? I kind of feel that Shannon may not remember what exactly or how much she's revealed in those 2 to 3 times she says she's confided in Emily and Gina. It's a little embarrassing when she tells Emily she hasn't told her anything bad in 2 years, and Emily points out that that isn't true.
It was actually a couple months ago. We went to Javier's, and you told me a lot of things.
At first, I was going to say good on Emily for not revealing what Shannon said on camera, but just like any shady housewife, she lays it out in her confessional.
He's called her names and said that she's fat or unattractive. I hate saying that word. I don't even like saying that word. It makes my heart hurt.
And so does Heather, by the way.
Shannon pays for everything. The family dynamic isn't great, that he's never slept over. And his son lives with him, so she doesn't go over there.
Shannon gets pissed and starts storming out, but Emily drunkenly tries to keep her from going by continually yelling in her face. I can't tell if this is all the alcohol or if Emily is just trying to create a moment. Either way, she's way too overly emotional about it, and it's kind of annoying. When Heather tries to check on Shannon before she leaves, Shannon tries to rile Heather up by bringing up rumors about Terry cheating on her. Heather doesn't fall for it, shuts it down like a champ. She doesn't get emotional and doesn't give it any energy, so Shannon has nowhere to take it. So she leaves, but not before breaking the fourth wall again by running to production to complain. Needless to say, this vault they all keep talking about doesn't actually exist because they all keep spreading each other's secrets anyway. In the next episode, glimpse, we get to see Heather and Terry signing for their new house, more fallout from the party about Shannon's relationship with another confrontation between Shannon and Heather. I wonder if Shannon's memory lapses with what she tells people is going to be tied back again to her drinking habits. Do you think that's going to be another topic of conversation? Where do you think the friendship lines will be drawn after next week's episode? Let me know in the comments. That's it for this week's recap. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up again next week. Bye.